Hello and welcome back to another podcast and video from Fantasy Football Scout on Euro 2024. My name is Ed. You can follow me on X @_fantasyed. Please do like and subscribe to the channel if you like this sort of fantasy football content. We're going right through the Euros and then straight on into FPL for season 2024-2025. If you want to win your mini leagues, if you want to do well, then please do join us at Fantasy Football Scout, subscribe to the channel, and also we've got a discounted price at the moment to join Scout for a year. An amazing offer. Please go to fantasyfootballscout.co.uk and find out more about that by clicking sign up now. What does it include? Amazing Opta Data. You can have customizable tables on players. This is for the Euros and for FPL, by the way. And you can get incredible team reveals and expert lineups and everything you need to be an expert yourself rather than just listen to the experts. So head on over, the link will be in the description, and get that discounted price as soon as you can. Now, what are we doing today? We are going to be doing a mid-match day 4 update. I haven't done many of these yet this tournament, mainly because in the middle of the match day I've been crying because I've got no points and it's going awfully. I still haven't found a captain, etc, etc. But this time I'm going to be doing it. I'd like to say just because I'd like to do more content for you and really help you guys, but actually it's because I'm just having quite a good match day for once. So I've halved my rank. You can see down here in the bottom corner, my rank is now you might be looking at that thinking, that's a halved rank. Yeah, I was at about 650k. I'm now at like 330k. It's only halfway through the match day though. I still haven't got a captain. We'll find out about that. I'm so glad England went through last night, by the way. Not only because I'm an England fan, but also because I had 4 England players, and I don't know what I was going to do if I didn't manage to save that. But anyway, let's get going and have a look at how I'm doing in match day 4. The decisions left to sort of make in terms of captaincy and substitutions, but also let's see how the quarterfinals are shaping up and things like that. So let's get going. So yes, just before we get started, I just will reiterate, if you're watching on YouTube, you can see that Euro 2024 Fantasy Football Scout offer and deal that covers the FPL season as well. You get full player and team Opta data for the rest of Euro 24, but also FPL 24-25. Qualifiers and friendlies included, expert team reveals and strategy, exclusive data analysis articles, updated team lineups, set piece takers, sortable fixture difficulty ticker. Basically, it's all the information you need, as I said, to be an expert yourself. So why don't you go and check that out? The link will be in the description. There's a great offer on at the moment. fantasyfootballscout.co.uk, the home of fantasy football. Why not join? Now, let's get on with this. So what we're going to look at, we're going to look at these matches first of all. So these are the matches that have happened in the round of 16 so far. Interestingly, the interesting thing about this so far is, and obviously I'm speaking on Monday before, we're halfway through the match day. There's still Portugal to play. There's still France and Belgium today. That's going to be a great game. There's still Holland, Netherlands, sorry. I should call them Netherlands. All this sort of stuff. But the interesting thing is, if you remember, all the discussion about chip strategy was you've got to keep a wild card for the quarterfinals, because if there's upsets in the round of 16, you're going to need to replace all the players that you've lost. Now, halfway through this match day, there have been no upsets yet. Now, yes, England was very, very close, and I had 4 England players. So if Bellingham didn't score that overhead kick in the last moment, then I would need 4 players replacing straight away. But that didn't happen, and England went through. Now, by the way, a comment on Bellingham. How good is he? This season, last-minute goals. We talk about Bayer Leverkusen. Remember them? They went unbeaten until the last game of the season, and last-minute goal after last-minute goal to keep that alive. Bellingham this season scored the 2 last-minute goals in both El Clasicos, right? And then he scored a last-minute goal there. He's done it 3 or 4 times this season as well. He's such a clutch player. I love Bellingham. Anyway, that's not a fantasy thing. I didn't have him in my team, so I clearly didn't love him that much. I'll show you who I had in my team in a minute. I went a bit mad on England, but it ended up being okay. But anyway, the point I'm making is this. The point that lots of people said was that what you'd need a wild card to clear up the mess of the round of 16. That has not happened yet. I've used my wild card, so I'm hoping there's no shocks, and that hasn't been so far. Even now, halfway through, I mean, look at these fixtures on the screen. So the first game was Switzerland 2, Italy 0. This was a game where a lot of people didn't really invest in it because, I mean, we just didn't know. I thought it was going to be quite even. Switzerland absolutely dominated. I'm a bit worried for England after our poor performance against Slovakia. We've got Switzerland in the next round. Switzerland are looking really good. They completely dominated. They had a clear game plan. Really just confident and dominant on the ball. Very not the case. A very confident, assured performance, not like England really. But anyway, so Switzerland beat Italy 2-0. Not an issue for me. I didn't have either players. I said this in some of my videos before the quarterfinal. It was a game I just didn't want to invest in because I could see both teams doing well and both teams going out. So I didn't have an Italy defender. I didn't have DeMarco. Didn't have Donnarumma. Didn't have any Switzerland players. there you go. Fine. So it didn't affect me. Did it affect you? I don't know. I did see one draft on X, actually. I think that had 4... I think it was 4 Italy players. Can't be 5, can it? So it must have been 4 Italy players. So I hope that fella has got his wild card because otherwise he's done for, right? And that is the sort of thing that you didn't want to do. So anyway, that game was irrelevant for me. Oh, hang on. Oh, goodness me. I'm losing my mind. I did have a Switzerland player. I had a Kanji. Now, but the reason I had a Kanji wasn't because I thought Switzerland are definitely going through. It wasn't because I thought Switzerland are definitely going to keep a clean sheet. It's because I had a spare defender position and a Kanji, even if he concedes, does super, super well in terms of ball recoveries. So even if he concedes, he could still end up getting a 4, 5, 6 pointer. So he was just that last defender slot that I thought I want someone kind of safe. Someone who, even if they concede, is going to get ball recovery, is going to get a decent amount of points. So I put a Kanji in. Obviously, I even captained him on the first day. I'll show you in a minute. It went really well. He got 8 points, doubled to 16, but I have moved the captaincy chip off him. You'll see in a minute. But anyway, so Switzerland 2, Italy 0. Let's move on. Germany 2, Denmark 0. So for this game, I didn't have any Denmark players. I had 2 Germany players. Florian Wirtz, who was benched, so not great. He did come on for 1 point. But my other player was Musiala, who got 9 points. So didn't go Gundogan, thank goodness. Lots of people did, assuming he was on penalties still. And he, of course, gave the ball to Havertz to take the penalty, which is the second penalty Havertz has taken. So we can safely assume, I think now, Havertz is on penalties, not Gundogan. Although Gundogan still did really well in the group stages, didn't he? Still, I think he was the third highest midfielder scorer or something, even without those penalties. So he's still a top player, but I didn't go for him. I went for Wirtz and I went for Musiala. Now, obviously, Wirtz didn't work. He's been benched, so I have to consider him for the next round. Is he going to be benched again? Are they going to start Sane again? So I have to have a look at that. But still, that went pretty well because Wirtz will end up coming off for me for a sub, but Musiala, banked that 9 points. I didn't captain him. If I had, I probably would have stuck with 18 points on the first day. I didn't stick with 16, 8 double to 16 with a Kanji. I thought, no, I'm not going to stick with that. But I think if I got 9 double to 18, given the fact I just haven't found any captains yet this whole tournament, really, and I think a lot of people are in that position, I think I would have banked it. But anyway, so those are my Germany players. England. So I obviously wasn't doing very well in this tournament. I was 650k or something. I'm now 330. If you're watching on YouTube, by the way, I haven't updated this number, which says 436k. I'm actually like 330k now. Still not very good. But when I was at 630k, entering the knockouts, I had to do something big. I had to go get to make rank and to try and catch up on my mini leagues, and a couple of them I really want to win. I had to do something big. My big decision was England quadruple defence. So I had Pickford, Walker, Grahey and Stones. And I thought, you know what? I don't think England are going to score many goals, but we're going to keep a clean sheet. Come on. And of course, Slovakia go ahead after whatever it was, 20 minutes? I can't remember. So I kind of thought, game over. But in the end, it wasn't too bad. Walker got me 3 points. Fine, I'll probably sub him off. Stones got me 4 points. All right, okay. And Guehi still got me 7 points, I think, even though he conceded, because he got an assist for that Bellingham overhead kick. Now, look, at one point, of course, it looked like England were going out, and I was thinking, this is not good. Because I'm an England fan, and England are going out to Slovakia. It's like reminding me of the Iceland game in 2016. But also, it's not good because I've got 4 England defenders in my team. I'm going to have to shift with only 3 free transfers. So anyway, I survived that. I was a bit lucky, with that last-minute overhead kick by Bellingham and then Kane scoring in extra time. I didn't have Kane, I didn't have Bellingham, but I did all right. I came out of that game, given I had quadruple defence and they conceded, I came out of that game doing pretty well. Because the only other defenders in this game so far who've got clean sheets are Switzerland, and I had a Kanji, and Germany. A lot of people had Mittelstadt for Germany, and he didn't even start, along with Wirtz not starting, and along with, just to comment on that game, a lot of people brought Füllkrug in because they thought he was going to start up front. There was rumours he was going to start instead of Havertz. That didn't happen either. So, you know what? It wasn't that bad. I didn't have any Slovakia players, although they were pretty good, weren't they? They were very unlucky. I'd hate to be Slovakian after that game because England turned it around within sort of 2 minutes of football. It was 18 minutes of rubbish, and then 2 minutes was all we needed to score 2 goals either side of that full-time whistle. And then last night, this was a good game for me. So Spain 4, Georgia 1. What I ideally wanted, and I said this before the game, I think I said it on Twitter, is Georgia to score, because I didn't have any Spanish defenders, and a lot of people did. They either went Cucurella, or they went even Lenormand, who scored an own goal, by the way, which is perfect. Or they went Carvajal or someone like that, or Unai Simon. A lot of people had the keeper. I didn't have any of them because I thought Georgia would score. Turned out to be right. Very rarely am I right. I turned out to be right here. But Spain scored 4 goals. I had Morata captain. That didn't work. But the 2 midfielders I had was Nico Williams, who got 10 points, and Ruiz, who got 10 points. So I got 20 points from 2 midfielders in this game. Really, really pleased. The only thing I was gutted about was I was sure one of those 2 was going to get player of the match and an extra 3 points. But in the end, Rodri got player of the match, which is just typical, isn't it? I mean, Rodri was not playing well. I don't know whether you watched it, but in that game, he was not playing well until he scored. He'd given the ball away 5, 6, 7 times in a row at one point, I think. Then he scored, and then they kind of took control, and obviously Rodri does what Rodri does. Absolute world-class player. Obviously, I'm not suggesting otherwise, but he was not playing well until he scored, and then he gets player of the match. Hey-ho, it's Rodri. What can you expect? So, look, that's where we are at the moment. That's where we are with my team. I'm going to show my team in a minute, but let's just look at the fixtures coming today. So at 5 o'clock, France versus Belgium. What a match for the round of 16. I don't have anyone in that game. I know quite a lot of people have got Mbappe. Not many people have gone with Belgian players as far as I can tell. It would be absolutely typical of this tournament, wouldn't it, if Lukaku now gets a hat-trick or something. Now we've all ditched him. You know, he was the one in the group stage, £9 million, top scorer in Euro 2024. I was saying it, everyone was saying it, get Lukaku. He's good. And then just miss after miss after miss after miss, offside against teams you expect them to beat. Now they're playing France, and we've all ditched him. I bet he scores. Mark my words, Lukaku will score. But I've got no players in that game. So the ideal scenario for me in that France-Belgium game is, well, there's no ideal scenario other than, well, I guess both teams conceding would be good, so then there's no clean sheets. But the scorers being not Mbappe, that's it, really. I mean, most people just have Mbappe. There's not much, you know. For the drafts of my friends and my mini leagues and stuff, I think, you know, people have Mbappe, but no one else really. So I had Mbappe in my draft time after time after time. In the last minute, I went for, in the next game tonight, Portugal-Slovenia, I went for Ronaldo. I just thought, you know what? I need to make up ground. I want to have fun. I love Ronaldo. I'm going to captain him on that day. I don't have Mbappe, so I'm hoping Mbappe blanks, Ronaldo scores. That would be amazing. I also have Bruno Fernandes and Diego Costa, the keeper. So I've got triple Portugal in this game. I know that means that if they get through, they're going to have to face Belgium or France in the next round. Probably France, you'd think, are the favourites for France versus Belgium. However, I would then, at that point, probably one of my free transfers would be Ronaldo to Mbappe, I think, because I'd fancy France to go through ahead of Portugal. I think I'd do that. Or I'd swap out. Yeah, I'd dilute my Portuguese with one of the 3 transfers. I'd take out one of the Portuguese players to dilute my sort of investment there. I'd probably as well, by the way, just what I'm thinking at the moment, I'm going to need to take Guehi out because he's suspended for the next game. So, which is okay anyway, because I was thinking one of my transfers was going to go to dilute that quad England defence for the next round against Switzerland, because I think we'll concede. So I'll take out Guehi. That's kind of banked. I'll take out one of the strikers, either Ronaldo or Morata. Now, Morata's gone through, of course, but I've got 3 Spain, and they're playing Germany, and I've only got 2 Germany, so do I need to rearrange that? And then what else is there that I'm going to do? That's probably it. I've already got a Holland player. I've got an Austria player. We're going to see what happens to them tomorrow. But yeah, at the moment, it's looking okay. I think my 3 free transfers are going to be all right so far. The only thing that could change that is France, Belgium doesn't matter. I haven't got any of them, so that can't affect me. If Slovenia beat Portugal, then the wildcarders will have won, really. In terms of, because they're going to have a wild card to get rid of their quad Portugal 4 probably, whereas I'm going to have 3 Portuguese players that I'm going to only have 3 free transfers, and I've got Guehi to get out, and ideally I wouldn't have Morata, I don't think, and you know, a couple of others. So it wouldn't be the end of the world, because of course you could still go into the next round with just 11 or 12 players, just not a full bench of playing players. But yeah, so I need Portugal really to beat Slovenia tonight, and also I've just got 3 of their players, so I want that to happen anyway. I've got Ronaldo, I've got Bruno Fernandes, and I've got Diego Costa. So a clean sheet and a win. Job done. And then the day after, which is, what day is that? Wednesday. Romania, Netherlands. I've got Depay to come off the bench in that game. So I'm looking forward to that. So he will be my captaincy option on the last day if I need it. If Portugal don't do anything tonight, Ronaldo doesn't do anything tonight, then I'll move to Depay. And then for Austria against Turkey, I've got Poch, the wing back, Posch, that fella. I don't know how you pronounce it, but I've got him, who looks pretty decent. I think Austria look great. I wanted players over this side of the draw because all the wildcarders, people who have got wildcard for quarterfinals, probably just went quad Spain, quad Germany, quad Portugal, quad England, and they wouldn't have thought about Holland. They wouldn't have thought about Austria. They probably didn't have a kanji like I had. So I think it's going all right so far. I am speaking at 1 p.m. on Monday. So, Portugal, by the time you're watching this, Portugal may have gone out and you're laughing your head off. Or, Holland might have gone out, Austria might have gone out, and I might have 7 players I need to replace or something. So you could be laughing. But those are the fixtures, and that is kind of halfway through match day 2. That is where we're at. Of course, the quarterfinal fixture, they're not set yet, are they? But the first one is on Friday. So on Wednesday and Wednesday and Thursday. So the last game of the round of 16, is on Tuesday, isn't it? Of course, yes, tomorrow is Tuesday. But Wednesday and Thursday, there is no football again, so we're going to have to go through our withdrawal symptoms there. So, right, look, let's look at my team. So if I click the right buttons, it will come up eventually. Here is my team. Right, so here we are. I know I just explained it, but now we can see it on the screen. Let me just read it out to those at home. So on the bench who've played already, who I've moved off, Pickford, 2 points. Obviously, he comes off. And Diogo Costa, he's playing today against Slovenia, comes on. Florian Wirtz, who only got 1 point because he started on the bench for Germany. Not for me. He started on the pitch for me. Now he's on the bench. And then who else is left on the bench is Depay, who's playing on the 2nd, which is tomorrow. And Posh, as I said, or Posh. All right, Austria's defender. He's on the 2nd as well. And then on the pitch, who've already got points, Morata, 1 point up front. Nico Williams, 10. Musiala, 9. Ruiz, 10. It's a pretty good midfield so far. And then at the back, Guehi, 7. Walker, 3. Stones, 4. And Akanji, 8. And then still to play on the pitch, Diogo Costa, Fernandes, and Ronaldo, captain. I am considering moving the captaincy to Fernandes. I've still got a couple of hours to decide that. But I think I just want to go for Ronaldo because I don't think I think a lot of people today are going to captain they're going to captain Bruno Fernandes or they're going to captain Mbappe. I don't think many are going to captain Ronaldo because they'll be thinking he hasn't scored yet, he's old, but he's going to be on penalties. He's always got a chance of scoring when Portugal play. He still scored 10 goals in qualifying. He's still a goal scorer. He's the main man. So I think I'm going to captain him. And of course, I'm doing all right. I think I'm on. How many points am I on, actually? Let's have a look. I'm on 52 points. So it's already better than my match day 1 and my match day 3. And I've still got captaincy to sort and to nail. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players to play. Ronaldo, Fernandes, Costa, Posh, and Depay. So, you'd hope to get to, 70, 75, 80 points, something like that. That would be really good. So I'm doing all right. Big green arrows. I'm still behind in some of the mini leagues I want to win, but pretty happy halfway through this match day. As I said, the number below my head isn't updated. It's about 330k I am now, which is in no way impressive. But hopefully, it's still only match day 4. There's still match day 5, match day 6, match day 7 to go with a few good moves. And if I nail a captaincy, a lot of people will have stuck their captaincy on Musiala and left it. A lot of people will have moved it over to a Spanish player like Ruiz or Williams and left it. So that's 20 points. That's still, that is good, and I would have done the same. But the opportunity it brings you when you haven't got a captain is that everyone else has got one, and then if someone does really haul, like Ronaldo gets a hat-trick, you've got lucky, really. And if Ronaldo doesn't tonight, then I've got Depay tomorrow, who scored in match day 3, didn't he? And is I think on penalties for the Netherlands. I don't think it's Van Dijk. I think now Depay's back. He's going to be on penalties if they do get one. So yeah, look, there's an opportunity here to do well. I'm quietly optimistic that I'm going to be gaining ground on people. And at the moment, in terms of, remember, 3 free transfers between here and the quarterfinal, at the moment, that's looking okay. Because if you look at my team on screen, Spain are through, and I've got 3 Spain. Germany are through, and I've got 2 Germany. England are through, and I've got 4 England. Switzerland are through, and I've got 1 Switzerland. So now it's just down. If Portugal get through, I'm fine. Because then if Austria and Holland go out, and they're the favourites in their games, but if they did, it's only 2 people I've got to replace, along with Guehi, who is suspended. So I'll have 3 subs to make, and I'll have 3 transfers to make, and I'll have 3 transfers to do. But it would be great if Portugal went through, Austria went through, and Holland went through, and no more suspensions, because then I'd use one of my transfers on Guehi, which I wanted to do anyway. I wanted to get rid of an England defender anyway. So Guehi's 1. and then I'll be able to just do what I want with the others, whether it's Maratagon for Havertz or for Mbappe, or I've got money, or Kane even comes in, Guehi for a Cancelo or something, or a French defender, and then maybe even if I think, if it's Portugal, France, and I'm thinking I'm going to back France, I'll take Ronaldo out and bring Mbappe in or something like that. But that just gives me a bit more flexibility if these teams do get through. And it will have played nicely into the hands of the people who played their wildcard in the group stage. I say that, although the wildcard in the group stage didn't really do much, did it? So it just, for both options, the wildcard wouldn't have done too much. It wouldn't have been a great chip. It just hasn't been very effective in this tournament yet. Now, again, if Portugal do get knocked out, then the wildcard will have been effective for those who kept it, probably. But there you go. Look, thank you very, very much for watching. I'll be back with another video later on in the week as we head towards the quarterfinals. Again, do check out fantasyfootballscout.co.uk for that really good deal to get premium access to our Opta data and all the stats we've got. It really is genuinely very, very good. Not very much money, for a year's access. It's 39 quid or something, maybe slightly more now. We pay. I spend more than that on. It's the standard thing, isn't it? On coffees every month, way more. So why not get elite levels of data to win your mini leagues and do be an expert? Anyway, thank you very much, and please do like and subscribe to the stream. Leave your comments below. What have I missed? How is your match day 4 going? And what are you planning for match day 5? I'll be back soon. Thank you very much.